Hi everyone. So this is a video that I'm making for a few people who asked me on my Autumn Nietzsche account. They just wanted to know what this was about or a process and that sort of thing. I don't think I'm doing anything revolutionary, but I know what it's like to sometimes you just want to visually see, especially not just visually, but in a video, just to really wrap your head around how something might work. So what happened was, Wreck This Journal came out, I don't know, 20 years ago? I don't know, a really long time ago. And I was never drawn to it. This is the colour version. The original is a black and white. Partly possibly because it was black and white, and at that stage I was probably wanting colour. Secondly, as an artist, I prefer making my own journals. I am really, really bad at following prompts. I just always want to do my own thing. So it was a really, really cool journal to, if you didn't know what to write, or even if you did, it was just a fun thing to do. To follow it. And of course, I think the idea behind it is if you're a perfectionist, then it's fantastic to wreck a journal, to do crazy things in it that you wouldn't normally do. Oh, look at this washi, it's coming off. So that's a fun thing. So I was in a charity shop or thrift store, you might call it in America, basically secondhand shop. And I always look to see what's in the stationery section, if they got anything, and I've picked up some fun stuff to make into my own sort of journals. And I saw this, and this grabbed me straight away. I didn't even know there was a colour version of this. I had no idea. I just saw this and I went, oh, a colour version, which the cover, I love scraps. If you follow me on Autumn Moon Art, you know I'm a scraps person. So that grabbed me straight away. And I was looking for, not looking, but I was thinking about a new Smashbook. I've tried various formats for my Smashbooks and none of them have really stuck. None of them really enticed me. And as soon as I saw this, as soon as I flicked through it, I knew this was going to be it. So Jack Wareham, whoever you are, thank you for giving this up to the charity shop because now it's getting some love. Jack only filled up a couple of pages, and one of them is really funny about somebody he doesn't like. Anyway, so yeah. So the first thing I did to get it really fun looking and enticing for me to pick up, I just look at this and I just want to pick it up. Yes. And that's what you want with your journals. You want to pick up your journals. First of all, just if you don't know what a Smashbook is, I'll give you a very quick couple of sentences of what it is, and I might also show you what it isn't, or a difference with another journal that might help. So a Smashbook is, I think the idea originally, like to smash, is, you just smash these in there, is that you kind of just throw a lot of stuff at it that may not have a place anywhere else. So it's very fun, it's very freeing, whereas another journal you might want to make really pretty, a Smashbook isn't about that. It might still look nice because it's got your stuff in it and you might still make it, sort of fun and pretty with like tags and things like that. But it is meant to be free because you're just throwing stuff at it that doesn't go anywhere else. Now, I'm just going to get you my memory book as a comparison. I say my memory keeping book. So it is a memory keeping book. I'll show you why it's different to something like this. This is very Smashbook like, in the sense that I am throwing all kinds of crazy stuff into it, as well as, oh, this is fun. I didn't even realise. I haven't seen this in a while. So there's a lot going on in here, but I do go for a little bit more prettiness. I am trying to make things, not trying very hard, but I do have maybe like a colour theme going. I often have roughly a memory for the pages, roughly, because I don't always have lots and lots to write in that moment. I also have a writing journal. That's a separate thing. So here's a Stalogy. So this sort of journal is more of a writing journal, and I get to use all my cute stickers, very kawaii, very Hobonichi like, has colours, it has quite a bit of writing, or at least a decent amount of writing. I'm behind on this, and I write, it's not a whole lot of writing, but it's a diary. It's a very quick diary of what happens in the day. So it's a record of days, I suppose you could say that one is. And then something like this is even more writing. So I have a very specific moment that happened, a specific event, and I just do a lot more writing. Very similar to my Hobonichi in that I have cute stickers in here, but I do quite a bit more writing and get my fountain pen out and I write about something that has happened a little lengthier. So this is, you know, my daily. This is more journaling, writing, events. So more about the writing, whereas these memory keepers are more about ephemera and being a bit more creative and having a bit more fun with cutouts and bits. And I tend to stick with an idea or a vibe or something like that I'm trying to get down. Lots of this sort of waterfall, lots of writing behind there. So I do journal quite a bit in here, and I also have lots of bits and fun, and you can see I have like a theme, like summary and something like that. But it's yeah, you know, nothing's 100%. There is a certain overlap in that I do have a lot of things similar in that I'm putting a lot of bits in here. So somebody might call this a smash book as well, and it is kind of smash booky. However, for me, the line crosses over where, like I said, I have much more of a theme in these pages going on. I'm trying to put down some sort of feeling or vibe or certain memories with lots of fun bits. This one is much more loose, and that's where I think it gets really into the smash book bit, where it's very loose, lots of things that I'm throwing at it, crazy stuff. It may not all go together. You know, you're going to be attracted to certain colors and type of ephemera, so you might have a bit of not a theme, but you might have a bit of a style that shows up just because of things you're attracted to. But you can see here I've got purple and oranges and blues, and it's a lot crazier in you know, I'm not trying to go for a nice coloured theme or anything like that. And I'm writing all sorts. I wrote something a bit more private there, and I haven't written in this yet. This is like a little fold out chickadee theme that I can write in. I wrote about my healing, my toe. I wrote about buying different journals. This is a piece from a journal book, and there is a bit of a tea tags from a tea that I drank, which can happen in my memory keeping journal. You know, there are bits in here of like that. So I do have I have bought ephemera, you know, kits and stuff like that. And I do writing. So you can sort of see in many ways this is, and I've got a little bit of art going on in here as well. You could have a little bit of more mixed media going on in your smash book as well, like for the background. So this is somewhere between, if you can see a sort of progression where you've got much more structure here, color theme, and a lot of writing. Less writing, still has a color theme and a theme like an event or something that I'm wanting to record. A lot more bits. And now this one lets go of quite a lot of writing, and it's much more about the bits that I'm putting in here. But I am still journaling. I am still, as in writing journaling, still doing that. But we've gone now towards more sticking stuff down and putting very random things in here. When you get to the point that you're not doing any writing, you're not recording any memories, you're just gluing stuff down because it's fun to stick things down, that's a glue book. So a glue book is not about anything that you want to, it could be expressing something. You could be like, I don't know, you could stick down all photos of cats all in one thing, and that's, you've got a cat thing going on because you love cats. But if you're just gluing stuff down, that's a glue book. So a smash book doesn't go all that way to glue book, because you are putting personal things down. You're not just sticking things that are bought or found in magazines. A lot of people who glue book tend to cut things from magazines as well. So it could be stickers, could be magazines, anything like that, any cutout. So a smash book has more personal stuff in it. So you can put things down in a memory book. Say for instance, things that your pen pals have given you, things, receipts, and all that sort of ephemera that comes into your life, that can go into your memory book. If you don't have a place for it in your memory book, you can go into your smash book. So for me, my smash book has a combination of things I've bought, things from a magazine, bought as in stickers and things like that, actual things that I've paid for. It can have junk, such as something cut from a bag or from a packaging. It can have something from my pen pals. My pen pals actually doesn't go in my Smashbook. I tend to put it more into my other books because it's something that I want to keep a bit separately. I want to show you these things because I want to show you that there's no hard and fast rules, but there is a sort of reason behind things. This is more my kitschy, quirky, children's altered book type thing. Again, it's very Smashbook like in that I'm throwing all sorts of stuff at this, all sorts of weird and wonderful stuff. But this one has a bit of a style. It has a very kitschy style. It has very, I don't know, just very wacky, which is, my Smashbook is like that. A little bit more, maybe a little bit more cutesy and a little bit more retro. Whereas that one is just much more loose. I don't know, for some reason this goes in a certain way in the way that the other one doesn't. It's hard to define exactly. My pen pal stuff tends to go into this sort of book, but somebody might look at this and say, well, it's kind of Smashbook, you're throwing anything at it. But I'm not throwing anything at it because it's not just anything, I am curating this a little bit more. I am thinking about making this a little more pretty, something that I like to see, colours that I like to see together, a certain style, like I said, that kitschy sort of retro sort of look. So I think that takes us back to what I said earlier. It's where you throw things down and you don't worry too much about what it's going to look like. And that's what's really, really fun and freeing about a Smashbook. I'm a working artist and I spend 99% of my time making things look a certain way and it looks nice. Now that's not saying this isn't beautiful to look at, but this is where you can be really, really free in that you can be messy and just throw things down. I've got a lot of small bits going on. For some people, Smashbooks, they only have, not only, but they have a lot of large stuff, like things from pen pals and envelopes and postcards, and they have lots of larger stuff. I have lots of small stuff, but I hope that sort of clarifies it a little bit, and I'm not going on too long now. Okay, so let's get on with the book.